go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through real quickly just to give you guys some updates so you'll know exactly what to expect. You know, we decided just based on the fact that we're approaching the end of the month, we didn't want to disrupt anyone's ability to finish qualifying for any rank you might be trying to achieve. Now, obviously, we can always backdate it, but it's always great when we can let the last day of the month run really, really smooth. So we opted to just wait this out for the start of the new month. And I think that just made a lot of sense. And so tonight, just know there may be a little bit of a slowdown around 1 or 2 in the morning. Hopefully by then, you've all got your orders in, okay? And so the slowdown is going to be because they're actually working on moving our servers, okay? And so at 1 a.m. Central, our Akanna.com site will officially be launched. And so when I say 1 o'clock, give us a little time. We would probably guess anywhere between 1 and the time we wake up, okay, and the next day. And so what does that mean for you? What does that mean for the Akanna site? And so I'm going to go over all of that so that everyone is clear that this is going to be a very smooth transition. It's just making sure you stay in the loop and you keep your team in the loop as well. Okay, so again, the new Akanna.com site. Now, I know we've been using Akanna Global. That was a temporary sandbox that we created just so that we don't distract everybody, sending them to the real site, and then it would prevent us from updating the real site. So just know it's not Akanna Global, okay? Even though you're gonna see the word Akanna Global used often. In fact, we're gonna actually create an Akanna Global corporate site that's gonna be more for corporate updates. But as it relates to your distributor website, it will be Akanna.com, okay? So please make note of that. So let's talk about if you're currently using Akanna.com. So anyone that's currently using Akanna.com, when your customers go type in your username. So let's just say your username is freecbd.akanna.com. When they type that in, it's going to actually take them directly to your Akanna site. So it's not going to have any connection problems because Akanna.com is still going to be live. The only difference is when they get there, they're going to actually see Akanna. So for anyone that's currently using Akanna.com, as we've mentioned many times before, that particular website is going to be untouched, okay? So it's going to be really cool where it's going to be business as usual. So if you have business cards with that, when they put in, again, your name, whatever your username is, .akanna, it's going to pull up this new Akanna site and it's going to be attached to you. So it's going to be attached to your specific ID number. It's not going to direct them to the corporate page. So hopefully everyone's clear on that. So again, if you're using that site, great. Now, if you're using Akanna for life, I do have a few more updates for you. And so let's just do this real quick. So again, let's summarize. It is business as usual. If you currently refer your customers and then the people that you are recruiting on your team to username Akanna.com. Now, we recommend referring them to Akanna within the next 30 days. How are you going to do that? You're going to take your current username and just put it in front of the dot. So at some point, you're going to want to start educating your customers and anyone you're trying to sign up, putting it on your business cards for them to actually go to your username .akanna. But in the event you're still using .akanna, that's okay, because everything's going to work perfectly. Now, tonight, you don't want to start sending them to Akanna because it's not launching until after midnight. So right now, you're going to keep, again, letting business go as usual. Don't make any deviations into your current business. I'm going to mute somebody out real quick. 1 second. Let me see if I can do that. One moment. If you guys can do me a favor and just mute yourselves out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait 1 moment. Let's make sure. Here we go. Okay, great. Oops, one more. 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay, great. Okay.
You, Melissa.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah. And so also too, your marketing materials. If you're currently using business cards, brochures, again, if it says Akanna.com, this is going to last for about 6 months. So people will still find you. It's going to be your own unique ID number there. But you want to start making that transition now. You don't want to wait 4 months down the road, 5 months down the road. You really want to start making that transition now and really educating your team in the exact same fashion. Now, this is a quick caution for anyone that is using our akannaforlife.com. Now, in the event this is a website you're using, okay, if you continue to operate in that fashion, as of tomorrow, what's going to happen is they're going to end up on our company page, which means they're going to have to go look for their distributor. But if they're a customer, it means they also will have the option to buy. So what we're doing for anyone that might be using this particular link, we're going to give you a couple remedies. So no one's going to lose any customers. It's going to still work fine. But I wanted to put that caution out there because I do know some of you do use wakannaforlife.com. So here's what you're going to want to do. Okay, first question is, do you have a domain? So you want to ask yourself, do you have a domain? Which means, did you go to GoDaddy? Did you go to one of the domain registers and actually purchase a domain? If you did not, then again, you're going to want to keep listening and following some instructions that I'm going to give you. But if you did, it's going to be a real simple fix for those of you who have a domain. And so you want to make sure you do this immediately. In fact, I would do this today, okay? In fact, even before midnight. And so if you currently have a domain, and if that domain currently and if you don't know what we're talking about, guys, because some people have never went out and got a domain, don't worry about it, okay? We'll catch you up later. So right now, specifically, we're talking to the people who are on the line that went to GoDaddy, they went to some website, purchased a domain, and let's say your domain is freecbd.com, and you took that domain, and then you took your replicated site and you pointed it to that domain. Let's just say you pointed your username .wakanna to that domain. Let's say you did that. If you've done that, guess what? Great. You can just leave it as is. There's nothing to do for you at this very moment. So you can leave it the way that it is. But let's just say you actually went and pointed it to username.wakannaforlife. If you've done that, then what you're going to want to do immediately, you can do that tonight. I would suggest doing it before midnight. All you're going to want to do is take off the for life. Okay, so you're going to do username.wakanna. Don't route it to Akanna just yet, because again, Akanna is being loaded after midnight. So right now, just so that you can have a smooth transition, in case you have any customers that wake up tomorrow and they want to shop with you, all you need to do is go to your domain register and change it from .wakannaforlife to wakanna.com. Okay, so here it is, guys. Change it. So again, and if perhaps you forgot how to do that, maybe you need a little bit of guidance, we'll do a quick little tutorial too so that you can know exactly how to do it. But it's really simple. It takes probably 2 to 3 minutes. And if you didn't buy a domain, don't worry about this, guys. This is just for the people that went out and purchased a domain. And so we're going to move to the next one real quick. And I'm going to look in the chat and see if there's any questions, but I want to get through this first because I do know some of the questions might be answered by the time we get to the end. Okay, so let's recap real quick, guys. Tonight's goal is very simple. What we want to do right now is just make sure that everyone's on the same page and we're all using wakanna.com. So if you're sending customers anywhere, and if you still have customers you're trying to communicate to, send them to your username.wakanna.com. If you have a domain that's forwarding, you want to just go and update that so it's your username.wakanna.com. Every single person, the goal tonight is to make sure we're all on one page and everybody's using wakanna.com, because as I said in the beginning, wakanna.com will be as business as usual. No interruption, nothing is forwarded. It's going to be working perfectly for the next 6 months. So as long as you're using wakanna.com and you're putting your username in front of it, there's not going to be any challenges that you're going to have or your customer's going to have, okay? So again, by using wakanna.com during this transition, everything's going to go smoothly. So let's look at the next one. So when should I start using Akanna.com? So let's talk about how these two websites are going to work together. Both Akanna.com and wakanna.com will work. So they're both going to work, okay? Because we actually have two separate, what we call housing locations, I guess. There's two separate residences, right? And these residences feed into the same back office. We already have it right now. The difference right now, it's been wakanna.com and Wakanna for Life. No matter if you've booked on Wakanna for Life or if you booked on Wakanna, you know that all the business still falls into the same back office. And that's the way it's going to continue to work. The only difference is we're going to have one stop, which is Akanna.com, another stop, which is, and why are we leaving wakanna.com up for so long? because I recognize there's going to be some distributors who have not plugged in, they're not going to get on any calls, and they are going to try to go to their Akanna site, and they're going to wonder what happened, right? So we're going to leave Akanna.com working. We're going to leave Akanna.com, and they both will feed into the same back office, okay? So when should you make the pivot and move from Akanna to Akanna? Well, for those of you who have the capacity, I would say as soon as you see that our Akanna.com site is up and running, things are running smooth, you can do it as soon as that. We're suggesting to do it Tuesday, June the 6th. That way it gives you a target, okay? So by Tuesday, June the 6th, we encourage you. If you don't do it, guess what? It's still gonna work, but we encourage you to move your domain from Akanna to Akanna. If you still have business cards that say Akanna, it's still gonna work. But if you're ordering new business cards, you wanna start using Akanna, okay? New marketing material using Akanna. And even with your GoDaddy, you can go to GoDaddy, and now you can switch that over from Akanna to Akanna at your leisure. But today, we all want to use Akanna, okay? So hopefully that's not too confusing. But here's what I'm going to recap. Akanna.com will continue to route correctly for at least 6 months. Maybe we'll continue it, okay? Without any interruptions. So again, if all you're doing is sending everybody you know to your username.akanna, well, guess what? For the next 6 months, it will continue to work. We're just encouraging you within the next week or so, start making that transition to Akanna, okay? This process will allow distributors with our initial business cards. So let's say you ordered our initial business cards that have Akanna.com. See, all of that will allow you to get rid of that, let all the customers know, hey, what's happening, so that you can make sure between now and the next 6 months, everyone's had the proper communication, okay? Now, here's what we're gonna do for anyone that just so might happen to not have reached out to some customer, and maybe that customer still is going to your username.akanna for life, and maybe you never purchased a domain, right? So maybe you're in that rare circumstance. That should be a very small percentage of people, but let's just say you fall in that bucket. Well, what's gonna happen is our staff, they're going to reach out to every customer order that might incidentally fall on our admin account. And what they're going to do is they're going to reach out via email, they're going to reach out via phone and find out, did someone refer them to that site? In the event someone referred them to that site, we're going to get the name of the person, and then we're going to connect you to that customer. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to look at every order that comes in, and we're going to see if previously they've ever made a purchase with one of our distributors. If they've done that, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to automatically connect them to those distributors. So again, this only applies for those of you who've used Akanna for life and you just never purchased a domain, and you might have given your site out to people and just never kept up with all the people that you gave it out to. And so that's just one little area where there may be an issue, but again, our staff is here. We're already aware of all the various scenarios, and we are here to be vigilant to make sure that every customer gets connected with the proper distributor. And so now that we're done with that portion, we're going to open it up, see if there's any questions. But I do also want to point out a couple of things tonight. When you log into your back office, it's going to give you some of the instructions, right? So there's a new alert. Right when you log in, you click on back office, it's going to give you a little alert, and it's also going to put this link here. The key for us doing that is we want to make sure that every person who logs into their back office today hears about this. We're also sending it out via email, via text. There's going to be a group message on our Akanna for Life page. And also, too, just know that your team, your commissions, everything is processed in what we call our back office system. That doesn't change. So there's nothing you're going to lose. Your team genealogy is still there. All your customers are there. Your orders are there. Everything is still there. And what we're going to do is, once we have a really clean version of this training, we're going to put a link right in the back office so that when distributors log in, let's say a month from now, maybe they're still not aware that things have changed. They're going to be able to look at the video. They're going to be able to read the alert and know that everything's changed. So now, before we move on to the next, I want to see real quick if we can answer any questions, any concerns. Let's see any questions I see in the chat right now. Let's see here. Looks like so far they're saying thank you. They're saying awesome. This is next level customer service. Yes, thank you, Bernadine, and thank you everyone who's commenting. But yeah, it's next level customer service. We really want to make sure everything is handled in the proper fashion, and this is a smooth transition so that everyone has a satisfactory experience as we transition into this new business, guys. I mean, this is exciting, but we recognize with excitement can come challenges, and we just don't want anyone to get left behind during all this tremendous excitement. And so now that we have covered that, again, if you have any questions, you can either raise your hands, you can put them in the chat. I'll stop and answer questions. But I do also want to encourage everyone to attend our very next certification happening this Sunday from 6 Central to 10 Central. We'll probably get off a little bit early, but we're going to have some more corporate updates. And so you're not going to want to miss that. Get your team on it, because we will cover some of the transition to the new Akanna, okay? Also, too, for those of you who've already taken certification, make sure you check out the link so that you can go complete your test and get your new certificate of completion. And congratulations to everyone who's already taken and completed their test. The new app we will cover during certification, because phase 1 is complete. So we're going to soon be able to go to the App Store and download the new Akanna app. It's already appearing in the Play Store, so it's already exciting, but we have it in test mode. So unless you have the link, you can't find it, okay? So hopefully by Sunday, we can actually make the link live, but just know the new app is already ready for phase 1. So we're super excited about that. So it's kind of amazing how the app and the website are really launching together, guys. So again, it's just going to be so next level, guys. Also, too, on our certification, we're going to go over some things like auto ship. We're going to talk about the new travel company that we're partnered with and how that's going to work on your website. We're going to talk about the new crypto and Forex and what that means for your business. So again, get on certification, get with Sylvia, get with the team, make sure you get the link. It's going to be the same link that you can go register that we used the first time. So if you go back to that same link, that's going to give you what you need to be on certification. We have a new link too, and I don't know if we can share it on this call. It looks like everyone here is qualified. So it's going to be a Akanna certification, guys. Don't share that publicly. It's only for people that have registered or paid for a pack that comes with certification. You guys all have technically paid for a pack that comes with certification. So Akanna certification is going to be the new method for you to go and register. But again, that doesn't get emailed by anyone outside of Sylvia. So make sure you're not sharing that publicly. She'll get that to your team. Just wanted to make you aware so that everyone today can know exactly what you need to do to register for certification. Also, too, guys, a couple other housekeeping rules that we'll go over during certification. Effective July 1st, we've talked about this brand ambassador and how now the free test drive is over, right? So everyone who enrolls, whether they buy a pack or not, there's a $29.95 fee to be a brand ambassador, okay? And that's for your digital kit. It's going to include all the bells and whistles, setting up your website. So whether you buy a kit or not, doesn't matter. It's a $29.95 fee. But here's the deal, guys. During the month of June, just like we did for May, we're waiving that, okay? So even though the test drive has ended, we're going to allow everyone to be a brand ambassador during the month of June. Right now it's $0, okay? Starting next month, it's going to be $1, but it's $1 versus $29.95. And so this is going to be a great month for you to run hard to get everybody in. Let them know, hey, listen, the free test drive era is going, it's going away. And so if they want to have an opportunity to get behind the hood here at Akanna and be positioned, they can do it only in the month of June for $1, okay? Whether they buy a sign-up pack or not, they can do that for just $1, guys. And that is going to be effective all the way through to the end of the month. And actually, let's see here. I'll double check that. Let me correct that. I got to check with my programmers. I'm not sure if it waives it if they don't buy a sign-up pack, but just know that it may be. Oh, 1 second, guys. I got to. Oops, 1 second. There we got. Oh, thank you, Dr. Ross. Appreciate that. I got to confirm if they have to buy something to get the $1. So I'll confirm that. We'll get that sent out. but I do know it's already programmed to take effect tomorrow. And I do know that $1 will be applicable only for the month of June, okay? So you're gonna wanna get everybody in the door as soon as possible. Okay, so here's some other updates, guys. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all of that's gonna be streamlined, where people are gonna be able to connect at Akanna Global. Now that's coming in the next couple of days. I wanted to put it out there because we've given you different social media handles. I do know the team is working to get all of it streamlined so that you can go to one source for all of your social media needs. So just keep track of that. And so with that being said, on certification, something else that they're gonna cover during certification, it's the new enrollment packs as it relates to June 1st. So things are gonna change just a little bit. One of the things that's changing is we're gonna have our Pearl Lifestyle Pack, and we're actually separating the travel pack. So we're gonna end up putting more products in the Pearl pack. So they're gonna get not only the 21-day cleanse, but they're gonna get a lot of the CBD products. And the reason for that, since COVID, they've kind of put some new regulations with a lot of the merchants as it relates to travel. And so you really have to keep it separate, okay? Which is gonna actually work probably to our interest. And the reason for that is not only can they buy the Pearl Lifestyle Pack, but this new travel pack, it's gonna allow us, by separating it, to put a very powerful comp plan behind it. So let's say you're someone who only wants to focus on travel. You're gonna be able to build a heck of an income when people come in and purchase this particular pack. So there's gonna be a Pearl Lifestyle Travel Pack and then a Pearl Lifestyle Pack. So just know all of this will be covered during certification. We wanted to just make sure this group knew about it first, so that you just have an understanding of what's happening and why it's happening. But just know that's one big announcement we'll cover during our certification. And so with that being said, guys, that's it, okay? I want to thank you for attending. Get on Certification Sunday. If you have any more confusion and you want to get back on this again with your team, join us again at 5 o'clock Central. We're going to be back again, and then again at 8 o'clock Central. We're going to do this all day until everybody's comfortable and understands exactly where we're going, guys. And so that's all I have. Let me check the comments again to make sure there's anything else. This clears up. Okay, guys, looks like okay. Oh, the $1 is available through the month of June. Okay, through the month of June.
Okay, the slide said July, so.
No problem, dear. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Awesome. Everybody's crystal clear? That's exciting, guys. Woo! Hey, Gigi, all the coaches are on the line. So good stuff, guys. So I'm glad you guys understand it. Call us if you need us. We're here for you. We appreciate you. And thank you guys for taking time out of your day to learn more about your business.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank
God
you.
bless.